So, how are you feeling this morning, Tony?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, good. Toby!
You alright? That is Toby. Jago has a big road big kid.
Watch the gear, yeah.
Just don't, you don't need to find it neutral. If the sign stands down, find neutral.
¿Una foto?
No.
No.
Sorry, lo siento.
Te voy a dar todo y te voy a quemar la mano.
On the way out, I noticed it was dripping. I think that's when I was getting the oil in my gear. And I tightened that up with 19mm as much as I could, but it's still here. Well, there's plenty of oil in the engine, but...
And the lights off.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad actually. Quite a good little introduction for the special. Lots of sand dunes, very steep dunes.
Really?
Yeah, not very big, but quite steep. So, good introduction, really.
Go Toby, what was it like?
Bit of a rude awakening. Getting your feet back on the bike into the nice soft sand of the beaches, you'd think would be quite straightforward. There's some pretty sizable dunes and very soft sand.
And we'll go, yeah.
So, into stage one, yeah. A couple of stoppages. On the liaison, Toby had a bit of an oil issue on the oil cooler, spouting oil from that, so we had to stop and tighten that up. And then on the special, as soon as we started the special, my bike died. Turned out to be just a bit of fuel issue though, so we sorted that quite quickly. And not too bad. Hi guys. How are you? Yeah, not too bad. How'd you get on?
Bad, I had a flat tire, so I just changed it, but now my buddy's moose just collapsed.
Ah, right.
Have y'all got any KTM stuff at all? A wheel or something? We'll give it back brand new.
Morning. Another hot day ahead, I think. Nice and sunny.
We've had one jar like each already.
Yeah, I know, but one is from what you sweated today.
Yeah.
So you need to get at least one of these down before dinner.
No worries.
Just go and eat. Not do your road, but just go and eat. Get the food into the system, and then come back and do your road. But no faffing tonight, boys. You've done brilliantly. No, you can't.
No, you have. You've done bloody well. No, really.
Sleep. This is going to be a knock-on effect now. Not the code. Go through that.
Like you're going to go to the briefing then.
So just got some photos.
Tell me, what time were you?
The lens crack.
What time were you up to last night? What time did you get to bed?
3, I think it was.
3.
It was 3.
Nice. Your hair looks a bit rough.
Might be the only thing this morning.
Hi John, we've just heard that Toby's over the last part of the course, off the special we think, and he's run out of fuel. So Patsy's gone out with some fuel in some water bottles to hopefully get enough fuel in to get back to here.
What's she done? How's she got out there? She's walking. She's walking it.
Try and get a local to give her a lift, which is strictly against the rules.
How long ago did she go?
About 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I'll go and catch her up.
Yeah.
Alright, see you later.
That's that.
As long as I have bloody organisation.
What do you think of it so far?
It's great, another day at the office. This has got some meaty engine in it.
Oh, that's quite a good shot. There's both of us reflected in there.
Is it?
No.
No. Oh, it's a white fairing though, isn't it, we're looking for? No.
Where is it?
Take care.
Yeah, thank you very much for the lift. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, but the other thing is this 800 metres thing. Was he? You know, if that was the finish, 800 metres is. You can see 800 metres. You can see flipping
I know.
2,000 metres.
I know. I mean, I didn't see anybody
No.
going down that side, and I'm sure they'd ring me to say he's back.
Yeah.
We're here. Good.
Where have you been, McDonald's or something?
Right, we'll catch a lift. You get back.
All right. See you, man.
Come and get us.
It's a better service than the London Underground, isn't it? It's more regular, I think. Oh, a bit more bumpy though. Oh.
I'd hang on.
Yeah. You've told everybody else, but you haven't told me. So I don't know. I haven't got a clue what's happening.
I'll give you the short version. All right. Well, let's. Well, I guess where we'll start. Well, Jago asked the question. You know, was I shitting myself on climbing some of these dunes? And I said, yeah, I was pretty apprehensive because what I realised these aren't sand dunes you're used to in Morocco, which are nice curved and nice like waves, a sandy ocean. They're mountains, but they're sand. So these look like they're solid rock.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just sand, and you're going up it, and you can just feel the energy just being sucked into the sand.
But you lose power.
Yeah. And you are going up in the first or second up most of these, and they're steep and long. And you're seeing, and I said the first slope that I saw was a truck coming back towards me. And I realised it's not going towards me because it's navigational, it's because it had second run up. Halfway up it, I could then feel like, and I was literally full pin the throttle, and I was just bouncing from those just highest revs. I mean, I thought I was going to blow the engines, and got to the top, and I was thinking, okay, this is good. This is 1 kilometre 1 out of about 100 I know of dunes I've got. And that was the.
This was the first. Getting into
first climb.
Yeah.
But last night, the climb where I finally stopped, there was a huge funnel-shaped sort of dip hole in the middle of the mountain. That was probably, I'm trying to think, probably 10 or 15 car lengths deep. And as I was going up, I could feel myself like pulling to the left. And I wanted to avoid obviously being sort of pulled down into that because I've never got out. And it was 9 o'clock, the sun was behind the mountains now, and I thought I'm never going to get out rope, so that's why I decided to call it a day, and I'll crack on in the morning. And then an hour later, trucks and cars everywhere, and there was a truck that came up, taking a big run up, hit a lump of sand, all four wheels in the air, bounced, and the whole thing was bouncing around. A couple more paces forward, and then it just went dunk, rolled onto the side, down towards the funnel. Sort of. And I thought it looked like it was about to roll, and it would have gone down. It would have been horrible. But no, it stopped there.
How did they recover it?
They didn't. They spent all night digging, trying to shift it around.
Yeah.
Text. I think the problem is the ear track wasn't working, so I guess they're all.
They're all.
Yeah, it's Tex City, isn't it? Yeah.
That was Mark from the Skunky
That was really.
Fuck you!
I'm so glad he's on
And
our.
Ross, they're all that.
Yeah.
Pressure's on now.
You're on the Dakar website as well for that interview, pushing your bike over the line after the river crossing. You got a picture of you sitting down eating pasta, and he said all Toby Younger wants to do is rather than get his clothes dry, is eat some food because he realises what the Dakar's now about. Something like that. And you got a paragraph of text.
Excellent. That's worth something then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about. That's what I'm saying. It's all about charity. It's all about promoting Dakar Team GB.
So what happened this morning then? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, where's my
I probably filmed most of Toby's neck because I wasn't looking through it.
I was trying to see what he was looking at.
Yeah, actually.
So I got all my night gear together.
I think we've had a talk in it. It's still recorded at the moment.
I've got all my night gear together. This is my night sleeping blanket. So I run around like this.
Is that your Captain Sand cape?
I saw it. It's quite hard actually in the wind.
Yeah, I bet.
As we can see.
So it's just a blanket rather than the bag. I had a bag. Should give you a bag.
And it's like that.
It's turkey.
It's Christmas turkey. That looks ever so warm.
And that's how you slept.
It is amazingly effective.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Superman in there.
But yeah, not quite ideal. It definitely helps. Yeah.
He's gone off somewhere else with the camera.
So this morning I woke up at about 7. Well, I woke up a few times through the night because you wake up, you suddenly hear this roaring truck, and you wake up thinking, shit, it's about to run over me. Head out, and if it is 30
Miles
feet away,
yeah.
fine. But honestly, it's so big bright lights. I thought if they can't see me with that and my motorbike, which I'm lying next to them.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. And I woke up at 10:30, and that mist we had yesterday.
Yeah.
I was looking down on it. And I thought, right, that's not going to help. And then an hour later, it risen up.
Yeah.
So then I was in it, so I couldn't see more than 20 feet away. And half an hour it cleared away, so that was good.
So then you struggled on for what, another hour this morning to get to near the end?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought it would take so long. I didn't, because the guy said, oh, after this big dune, it's really quite straightforward. Yeah. It was another.
That's all relative.
Yeah, another probably, I don't know, a dozen proper good climbs. It was a bit firmer. But even so, it was pretty hard. I got to one point where I was sitting on this big coal, the bike sort of perched on the edge. And I was trying to work out, is it right? Is it left? Is it straight on? Because my GPS battery was running really low, so it was telling me I'd hit the waypoint, but then it wasn't telling me my distances correctly, or I wasn't sure because my roadbook wasn't telling me. So I couldn't quite tell how far I was from the finish. And then this helicopter came from the distance from my left. I thought, well, that's possibly where I'm going. Yeah. Then it saw me and circled around me 3 or 4 times. I was going, it wasn't doing anything. So okay, so then he buggered off. I took the chance, went left. And luckily that went back. Then in Crompton from the finish, ran out of fuel. Then got a tow from a French bowler team. They towed me, fucked my bike up. You didn't hear me shout stop when the bike had fallen over. So I went ding ding. And then I pushed it for about half a kilometre, this guy turns up. He was, I don't know if we were recording this bit, but he was physio for the MRR team. He said, can he help? So he helped push me. And I said, right, I couldn't push the bike any further, we were in a little hollow. So he went on to go and find someone for some fuel. He came back half an hour later, and 20 minutes later, and he brought some cokes and some fruit, some sandwiches, and I had my blankets hanging out like a little tent off the side of the bike. And then 5 minutes later, we were just chatting. He said he hadn't been able to get any fuel. This four-wheel drive pickup truck turns up with a gallon of fuel. So filled up and...
Was it red one?
Yeah. I saw it going up there. And you know, offered him, gave him the money, he wouldn't take it. You know, it's just amazing. Yeah, brilliant. And I mean, this thing like that, he just thought, this is why this is so amazing. It's that kind of...
And that was enough to get you back again?
So literally, I was behind the last slope.
Yeah.
It was tantalising, frustrating.
So I was looking up the main drag where everyone else comes from. And she said, maybe you're not there. And then she spotted you by that red tent. No, obviously not. And then she said, well, she pointed up and I saw you up there. I got you coming down all the way to the finish line. So. Yeah,
it was great because that Suez truck, all the pickups.
All the
who's the bloke that his his horn. Yes. Thank you. I so badly needed a loo as well. So
excellent.
That's the one thing that we didn't take. I didn't take loo paper. So next time,
it's the least you worry. Oh, brilliant.
Well done.
This is Jago. Jago's going to tell us.
Tell us what?
About your final day.
It's a bit long to tell, really. Too long in the saddle. Well, the final day for me, day 5, wasn't going. It was hard, long, slow day because it was really, really hot. It was getting into the 40 degrees over the sand and sort of dunettes. Weren't big dunes, but sandy tracks and small hills and things like that, which is always hard going because it's slow, breaks up your rhythm, it's not easy to ride in. And then we hit some smallish dunes really. We got through those okay. Coming out the other side was on sandy tracks, a little bit of fesh here and there and things like that, but it was quite slow going and I fell and broke my clutch. Oh no, sorry, before that, hang on, rewind. After the sandy dunes, we hit a riverbed for about 20k or something, went up that. That was okay actually, it wasn't too bad, quite fast. It still takes it out of you, and by this time it was running very short of water, so I was quite conscious. I was trying to time myself to have like a sip every sort of 10k or something, or 20k, because I was, you know, only had a little bit left in my camelback, so I knew I was going to run out, which isn't a good feeling really. And out of the riverbed we hit a gully, and they sent us up a V-shaped gully of sand for about, I don't know, 5k, something like that, which is a long time in that gully. Just basically driving up the banks each side of the gully, because the bottom of the back of the pack where we were, the bottom of the gully means it's all churned up already by all the bikes that have already gone through. I'm sure the front runners and things like that have a much easier time going through on the firmer sand when it's, you know, not so broken up. But we couldn't use the bottom of the gully, we had to keep driving up the sides of the banks quite high up, and giving it quite a lot of aggression, quite a lot of stick on the throttle and everything else, which obviously heats up the bike, makes it harder. We were absolutely knackered by the time we got towards the end of the gully. We still weren't out of it when we saw a helicopter land on the top of the gully a little way away. So we thought, right, let's get there, get some water. We're completely out of water by now, and try and recuperate and see where we go from there. So we struggled and I went straight up, tried to get out of the gully, up the bank and up the side. And it's a real effort in fesh, really fine stuff to get out. But managed it in the end. Just as we got up out the top, the helicopter went. So, and it had been circling around for some time, and I thought, oh no. But we saw it fly off. We saw another one land, or I could see another one in the distance. There's obviously a few about. They were sort of parking up and landing about sort of half a k away, and we could see it. So we thought, okay, let's go there, see if we've got any water, etc. sometime half an hour later, 20 minutes later, we got there, and luckily that saved us at that point. I think that's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so something like that. They refueled us with water, food. They looked after us. Etienne was the ASO man there, and medic there, and basically they tossed up our camelbacks and everything else, had a good rest, and was on our way. And he said, basically, pointed us in the right direction, and we was off. We was flying again then for sort of another hour or 2 hours going along the track and finding our way, but then we hit some quite sandy tracks, very soft sand with patches of fesh, and I went down a couple of times, and then I went down really hard and broke a lever, the clutch lever, which isn't a big issue. We got the spare out of the toolbox that we had on the bike, but it was the wrong lever, so it didn't fit. So unfortunately, we at that stage was a little bit stuck. You can drive the bike without the clutch lever. If you start it, run along, jump it into gear and go. But running along and jumping it into gear on soft sand just wasn't an option. So we was either left with towing all the time to start the bike and to get going in soft sand, which is a bit of an issue anyway, or trying to find some other solution, some way around it. In the end, a truck came up, a local big tipper truck, we thought we might hitch a ride to checkpoint 1 on the tipper truck, get off just before there, and then get Toby Mate to tow us through there, and then see where we go from there. At this stage, we know that checkpoint 3 has been cancelled, but we think if we get to checkpoint 1, maybe that'll be enough. We'll miss checkpoint 2 and go straight to Bivouac or something like that. We'll see what we can do. The locals were also telling us that we can't go on the route we're going on because that involved a main riverbed, and it had just started to rain at this point. And you know, up in the mountains where it was raining harder, the river would have flooded, and there's no way we should go through the riverbed. And that's all saying no, don't go that way. So we've loaded our bikes onto the tipper. They drove us back up the sandy fesh track for another sort of half an hour, 40 minutes, getting stuck periodically. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of the Dakar so far. Was all these people on the tipper for me. About, I don't know, 10 people or something, and they was all loving it. They was all really good spirits. They was all cheering. They couldn't speak any English, apart from one sort of young girl who was there who had a little bit of English. But they was really helpful. They got off, they picked our bikes up bodily and up to head height and put them on the tipper. Jumped off when it got stuck, was pushing it, getting the trees, the branches under the lorry, to get it out and everything else. And this went on for about 20 minutes, half an hour, until one point we got very stuck. And even all the branches and the digging and everything else, every time the truck went back to have a run up, it was getting more stuck going back. So we weren't going anywhere fast at this point. In the end, I said, right, okay, we're not going anywhere here. We've got to make this clutch lever fit. We followed it down on the truck, getting shunted back and forward as it was getting unstuck, and doing that for about 20 minutes, half an hour. So I think we was on the truck for what, an hour and a half, so?
Yeah, we got on there at about 4:30. Yeah,
we got off about 8 o'clock, didn't we?
9 o'clock, 4 or 5 hours.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Looking back, in hindsight, But we was on the truck a long time, enough to make the wrong lever fit by doing some metal work on the truck. Anyway, it was just about to get this lever on when the truck was completely stuck, and they said, oh, don't worry, we've got ASO to bring another truck down for us. And Toby and I went, you can't do that, we'll be out. This is an unofficial truck. If you get an official truck down here, we'll be out of the race. So we could see the headlights coming along the track towards us, and it's coming slowly, obviously. So we said, no, quick, Aki, bikes down now, get them off. And they sort of understood, it was getting quite frantic, so they got the bikes off just in time as the other truck pulled up. And we were just there working on the bikes casually as the other trucks pulled up. And it was an ASO support organisation. It wasn't a big truck, just a little 4x4. They brought a tractor along that got the big truck out, and they went off and left us with the organisation. We've got the lever fitting and working, or so we thought, but there was no clutch there still. So at this stage, I'm thinking, damn, the whole clutch has gone. We haven't got a spare clutch plate. Again, in hindsight, we could have taken the clutch off and had a look at it and things like that. But later on, we found out it wasn't the clutch; it was the clutch fluid. It had been boiled over because the bike had got so hot. The clutch fluid actually boiled out of the lines and didn't leave us with enough fluid in there. Anyway, At that stage, we weren't left with any option but to tow, and unfortunately, we was now another 20k back up the track. We'd just gone down. So Toby and I started towing probably about 9 o'clock at night when it was already dark, wasn't it? And we get going 1 or 2 full starts because it was in fresh and fine sand. But then after that, I did get going and went fair way for about 40 minutes or something like that.
I'd like to just say something here. Bloody brilliant riding. Jada managed to ride for, as you say, 40 minutes without a clutch, in 1 gear, without stopping, falling over or anything. So it was.
And his rectifier packed up as well, we found.
What?
His rectifier had packed up.
The regulator, yeah.
Rectifier regulator packed up.
Yeah, I mean, we both had issue with our lights. Toby's weren't working at all at one stage, I think, and didn't come back properly.
So I actually had the Land Rover, the Toyota, the ASO 208. I got Jago going, so it's like lassoing him off. Had to keep the clutch in because I couldn't let it stall. So I was trying to kickstart it. I couldn't kickstart in the fresh because that couldn't put the stand down. So I couldn't have one hand on the clutch, trying to wrap up this 30 foot of rope, stick it under your jacket. And then I went to go and then there was no lights. And so the guy, I think used his headlights, so I basically rode in his headlights until such point enough battery generated.
And I'm running along with very, very dim lights that dim more when you rev up, which is unfortunate. So I was trying to get my head torch out of my bum bag as well and hold that at the same time. And anyway, this went on quite a long time. Toby's having problems behind me that I didn't know about. And I'm going along, I can't see my GPS or anything else like that too often, and it's all dark, I can't navigate very easily. And I'm there wondering, where they've gone? Have I taken the wrong turn? I turned round in a riverbed, come back to try and find them. And I saw the headlights, so I turned around again and go, luckily. But at this stage, yeah, both our bikes are working about 70%. I've got no clutch, no lights, things like that. Toby hasn't got any battery to start. I can kickstart mine, but Toby's is a lot harder to kickstart and wouldn't start straight away. So every time we stop, this is an issue. We have to put down the bikes, get it in neutral, find a stone, get it under the, get the tow rope out, and it's slow going. So luckily, I had a good stint of 40 minutes where we didn't have to stop, and I kept the bike going. But after that, I came up against the sweeper truck coming the other way down a narrow track. So we stopped there. The sweeper truck came along. There's an Australian guy on there. We had a look at his bike, and his clutch didn't fit, unfortunately. So we had no choice but to carry on at that stage. The organisation car then left us, and Toby and I went on our own for another few hours. Found ourselves about 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a thicket of thorny bushes. Every 5-10 yards there's another sort of bush or cactus or plant. We'd obviously gone off the road book, and it was only 8.8 kilometres away from the checkpoint 1. So it was 800 metres away, but it was in almost impenetrable sort of thicket forest, and we just weren't going anywhere. We decided to leave the bikes there and walk to the checkpoint, see if we could find where it was and come back to the bikes and find a better way. But in the pitch black, we went 200 yards, you can't see either way around you either. So we went back to the bikes and physically towed them. I towed mine from Toby's. I was pushing mine along, Toby was putting it on his bike, and we went back another half a kick to the riverbed we'd left before. At that point, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we were both pretty knackered. The sweeper truck came back again with a couple of other organisations before us, medics and other people, and they were trying to call time on us. They were saying, look, it's too dangerous for you to carry on, you can't go on. And we're saying, no, we want to carry on, we want to go to checkpoint 1, let's go to checkpoint 1, and then from there we'll take the road to bivouac. In the end they agreed, but they said if you stop once, you're out. That's it. And the medic said, it's up to me in the end, I can judge, and if I see you stopping once, for safety reasons, I'm going to call it a day. And they didn't realise that I had no clutch and we had to get towed to get start. So we tried to get towed again in the riverbed, but it was really sort of soft sand. Toby got stuck a bit, trying to pull me, and that's it. The medic came over and said, no, it's no good, you can't go on. So Toby can go on, he can try and get to checkpoint 1, but you can't, it's too dangerous. So unfortunately that was it for me, and saw the bike being loaded onto the Bastion camion, the sweeper truck, Toby, I then went into the sweeper truck, sat in the cabin. There's four other guys in there. One of them I knew, Cato from Argentina. And you know, they've been in there all day and different times of day and things like that, sitting in the back of the truck. Toby rode on to checkpoint 1 with the truck and the other organisation vehicles following. And luckily he made it. It was actually probably 2 or 3 kilometres up the road by that stage, and he got there. They then refuelled him, luckily, because there's then 200 or 150 k's to the bivouac from there. And we hadn't realised, obviously, that, you know, where the bivouac was, because we didn't have it on the road book at that stage. So it was lucky that we had the super trucks with us, because if we'd both got to checkpoint 1 anyway, we wouldn't have had enough fuel to go on. So that's the thing with Dakar. It's never one thing normally. It's a series of things. And in the end, we did have some luck having the sweeper trucks and that with us. Toby rode on in the bivouac. I was in the sweeper truck. Must have fell asleep about 4:30, and about 5 o'clock or 5:30, somewhere at that time, I was woken up by the French driver speaking in French to the other riders in the cab, saying something or other. One of them got up, got his gear, went out, and I thought, what's going on? You know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what's happening? Is he letting him off with his bike early to right back in the body? You know. But then Toby appeared, and he said, no, I'm sort of knackered. I'm really freezing cold, falling asleep. I was really tired. I said I need to stop. And the driver of the sweeper truck suggested another competitor, another rider, which is allowed, can help him. So he rode his bike for Toby to the edge of the bivouac, and then they swapped again. And another 40 minutes, 50 minutes later, Toby rode it into the bivouac. That was about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, I think. Which then gave Toby 2 hours or so to turn around, have a quick wash, you know, rest or whatever, get something to eat, and then go on an 800k liaison for this day 6 across the Andes into Chile. So he had no rest, went straight out. He did a mammoth effort. I mean, how he did, I don't know. He did an incredible job. I went straight through to day 6. He got here before we did in the assistance team. Luckily, Pan Am were here, and we've been sort of teaming up with them, camping next to them every day. They sorted him out, got fed, got changed, you know, had a sleep in their tent, etc. So he's ready for day 7 in the dunes. So without all of that happening and those sequence of events, he wouldn't be here now. So I think, yeah, all in all, fantastic effort. Let's see if it gets to the end.
Oh no, it's an aerosol.
Let me read the instructions.
Let's make sure it's not deodorant voice spray.
Yeah, de-icer.
Right, there we go. Instructions in Spanish.
You bastard, look! On my chair.
Oh, I told you you're turning into one.
What?
You're giving birth to him now.
Hello, how's it going?
What do you feel? Do you feel good?
It'll blow up like a bullet.
The second altitude instrument.
When you start
Look, his
floating
lips
out,
have gone a different colour.
when he starts floating out the window.
They've gone red.
Normal.
Yo! Go Toby!